Hey guys, welcome to another Focus Wheel Friday. So glad you're here with me. I have a really cool focus wheel this week. As you saw, the title is Other People's Beliefs Are Stupid. Now what I really want to vibrate at is I am open and curious and inspired by the many ways that life reveals itself to us. That's how I really want to feel. But when I took on this focus wheel, it was really from a place of trying to find what is still left in me that I know that people can feel. Even though people feel me pretty open and pretty receptive, still I can tell there's parts of me that have resistance, that have judgments, that have all those kinds of things, just like all of us do. And here's what's really interesting about this focus wheel. When I started doing it, as you can see, I've got a lot of words there, and it continued on to another one because I found that this one was a particularly big topic to handle. So instead of showing you a focus wheel, what I'm going to show you for the first time is what's called, it's kind of like called a list of positive aspects, where I just had to start going through this process and listing the thoughts that were coming, because there were so many and it took me so many layers to get through this one that the focus wheel wouldn't suffice for this one. So I'm going to go ahead and get into this. I'm going to restate the final ending point where I want to get to is I am open, curious, and inspired by the many ways life reveals itself to us. That's where I want to be. That's where I know I want to live. And here's where I started at. I'm not really threatened by others' viewpoints. There is no real danger to me. It's okay for me to hold a viewpoint that is different from another. It does not mean we are enemies. Can you see how I'm starting at a place of basic survival level, of being scared or of being territorial? I'm having to break up that territorialness, and that's a pretty low vibration to be in the survival level, but that's where I had to start from. Here's the next one. Really, my fear of conflict is way overstimulated. And that's totally true. I could feel that in myself. Seeing enemies everywhere when opinions are different than mine, forget it. It's not the way to live. I am bringing the conflict. Let go of old ideas and conflict will not follow. I have learned a lot from other people. Others are living lives and learning things that are of value and worthiness. The variety of life is what makes it interesting. Would I really want sameness? The unlimited combinations of life, paths, and circumstances enables me to be unique and find my own way. Now, can you see how I'm coming out of a survival mode of thinking to saying, oh, maybe other people do have something to contribute. Oh, maybe I can get something out of what they're contributing. I am free to make my own way. If I am free, then you are free to make your own way. So now I can see a bigger picture. Now I can include and give people some space because I want that space for myself. I want to be able to have my own opinions. And here I am judging people for having their own. I can learn a lot from your unique life. I am free to choose only the parts of your life that ring true for me. So now I get a little discernment. I am no longer a child and have to listen and follow perspectives that are not right for me. No matter what we do personal growth path-wise, it seems that one of the must-dos is to heal with the family, heal with our mom and dad, and integrate the parts of them that we've formerly rejected. So here I have to admit that there's a part of me that feels like a child sometimes, and that I don't have my own volition and my own ability to make my own decisions. There's some kind of unconscious filter still stuck there, so I'm addressing it here. Now, along with choice comes responsibility, which most of us feel a very heavy weight of. Once we realize we're responsible for our lives, it can be a really big trip to get over that and to want to step into it and own that. I am the sole person responsible for my life and my life choices. My actions do not always exhibit the utmost intelligence and wisdom. allow myself and others to be human. It is okay to be human and not perfect. There is more than enough help and grace to take care of us. In truth, there is no way to get it wrong. So trust yourself and the mystery that got you here. Can you feel the unfolding and the vibration starting to get a little bit higher, a little more awareness, a little more distance from survival and from territorialness now to feeling the arms that we're all held in that got us here in the first place. We didn't get ourselves here. When I take time to know people, they have a whole life experience that is valuable, worthy, and just as valid as mine. My true value is not how right or competent or clever I can be in this life. It is how much I can know my intrinsic worth as a part of God, how much I can commune with others in the spirit of respect, cooperation, and reverence for life. We all have tender parts and blind spots. It's part of the fun and the exhilaration of life. Also, when we acknowledge that we have tender and blind spots, we can give ourselves a little space to have those. And the moment we can see it in ourselves, we can give that same space to another. We can let go of having to control or get our needs met by hurting someone else when we understand they're hurting just as much as we are, and everybody has something going on. Everybody has more than what you can tell is on the surface is happening. And when you can know that about yourself, then you can know that about them, and we can be a little more gentle with each other. Knowing that I am never alone and can enjoy my blind spots and tender parts and feel that sense of adventure and discovery. Remembering that all of us came from the same source and that we are all on the same treasure hunt, I can totally enjoy the seeming good, bad, and ugly, knowing ultimately we are all bigger than our body gives us credit for. And having arrived at that process done internally inside myself came to have me feel I am truly inspired, curious, and open to who you are. I don't know what it's like for you to hear me read this list to you, but I promise you that if you do this inside yourself, if you reach for those feelings, and the feelings can be dark at first, they don't have to be all light and love. All the different vibrations exist within us. And sometimes you just have to start with F you. That's all I can say. That's all. If that's where you got to start, you write that on paper. Because I promise the moment you do it and you be real with yourself, you're going to move from F you to something a little less harsh, to something a little less harsh. And finally, you'll be able to get in touch with your intrinsic nature and can see a bigger picture. That was the whole point of me doing this focus wheel, is I want to have the most of that I can. And when I started doing it, you can see what's inside of me, which is inside of all of us. There's a mess in there about all this stuff. So don't be afraid to unravel the mess and start at the bottom, because sometimes that's where we got to start. You won't end up there. You won't get stuck there unless it's your intention to do so. You'll be able to just cruise your way right out of it. And I'm telling you, my whole body and my whole energy changed, and my whole day changed after going through this list. And this took me about 45 minutes. But your life is so worth dedicating some time to, because everything I did after making this list and getting into that space, the day was twice as good as it would have been, if it would have been, had I just ignored it and tried to push it away and push it down inside of me. Thanks, guys, for watching. Thank you very much for sharing this with your friends. I so love doing these videos, and I so love answering your questions. We'll get to a question video real soon. I love you all, and I'll see you later. Bye. Good?
That was awesome.
Okay, good.
Yeah.